Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. This is the perfect time. I literally just turned the webcam on here and we got raided by Bad Gunpla. Welcome, raiders. Jason, thank you for the raid. Yeah, we're throwing the Barricade, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 Loom out in the chat. And I can say hi to my usuals, Harold, and Arctic Sloth, and Lashbrook, and Aristophan. Welcome, raiders. I'm Pat Baer. I build model kits and Lego sets. We're working on the Guntank early type tonight. Oh, Ghost Valve's here. Hi, Ghost Valve. We're getting started with that. But we really just kicked things in, so you're perfect timing. I know there was some tarot reading, and I believe working on a Figure Rise kit, doing some G-Witch, building a young lady out of model kit parts, as you were supposed to do. I believe that was happening over at Bad Gunpla headquarters. So welcome, Raiders. Happy to have you here. We're going to get actually just straight into it, I guess, because we've got people around. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm going to start with a mini rant that some of you may fucking get. You might totally be like, you know what? I get what Pat is saying here. I totally understand what's going on here. I mean, we should also say that in your privacy and security settings in Discord, you can turn some stuff off. I'm going to actually look on my phone here. Yeah. So, look, people got to, use technology to the fullest. And there are some things that can be automated that would make life easier for people. Perhaps large Discord communities could use some mod tools that are assisted by AI. Or, how about more fucking mod tools, which community managers and moderators have been asking for years from Discord. Nope, that stuff is coming. But instead, here's some fucking dumbass bullshit. So you want to go into your settings for your privacy and safety settings in Discord. And you want to make so that they say, how we use your data. Use data to improve Discord. No, do not use your data to improve Discord. Use data to customize my Discord experience. No, turn that shit off. You want to have that stuff off. And screen reader usage, all that stuff. Basically, don't give Discord anything that they can use to feed into the algorithms that they're working on or their whatever don't make Discord's win in this regard, because they just need to make it a better user experience, because they're already the default in their category. So just user retention is a thing that they should focus on, not buzz term bullshit. Which does lead me into my actual rant. We're going to get into this kit here. This is a 2015 kit that we were working on tonight. The Guntank early type. It's from the Origin. So it is an early version of the Guntank. It is gray on gray. Lovely. So we'll only be using our black marker, as you can see right there. We won't have to worry about anything else. But we can get into that while I am going to do my actual planned rant for the night. Oh! Well, first I gotta say, hey, Lord Crashington, saying, hope things are going well and keep up the great work. Thank you, Lord Crashington. We're gonna give a round of applause to Lord Crashington for subscribing for 44 months. That's so many months. Yeah, we'll throw the Barricade, the Lego, and the Scythe them out in the chat. Lord Crashington also wants me to hit the dance button, and I will hit the dance button. If you use your channel points, I will hit a dance button, and it's a little party in here. And I know what you're thinking. Pat, when I hear this music, I just assume that what you're doing is going to be sped up because it's part of a montage in a YouTube video. But that's not the case. This is in real time. Okay, so here's the thing I want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about... It came up a bit in discussion. Getting ready to fight some tables in Persona 4. Yes. It came up in discussion tonight about Discord. And so this will be a nice transition to talk about AI, artificial intelligence. AI, of course, all been used many different ways. What we're calling AI right now is just better search, or well, in quotations, better search, more authoritative search, because it can and often is fucking wrong, but it comes from a place of intelligence, supposedly. It comes from a place of arrogance, I guess is the proper definition. But yeah, so people are like, we're going to use AI, just like we were going to use the cloud back in the day. The cloud was the big buzzword. Web 3.0, the blockchain, NFTs are, well, we're going to have NFT integration, and that's going to really, really make things happen for our experience that we're giving people. Metaverse, it's all buzzwords. These pieces are so clamped on here. This is a 2015 kit, and it feels like every part on here is like, does not want to come off. So I am using my old broken nippers. You can see there, probably, yeah. These nippers are, the tip is broken on this. I'm going to be using my broken ass nippers for maybe even just this one sprue, but every piece that's connected here feels like it's like I'm really going to have to put pressure on there, and I'm not doing that with like month-old nippers. Change the paradigm with our NFT activations, indeed. So, a lot of that shit's been happening, right? Now, you totally can, Lord Crash. Not a problem. Totally cool. Now, many of you know that I have been on contract gigs. I stream. I'm very happy to stream. This is not my full-time job. And I do a bunch of contract gigs to make ends meet and to help things out. Here with my folks, moved here when the pandemic hit because all of my New York jobs ended, and I did not have anywhere. It's like could not afford to live in New York, so moved here. And I've been looking for full-time employment, part-time employment, looking for something, right? Looking for work. I have been out there. I send in a lot of resumes. I reply to a lot of emails. I update cover letters to be, hopefully exactly what people are looking for. I am trying my best, right? So that leads to a lot of replies to emails and back and forth, and sometimes meetings. Sometimes it's meetings, right? Sometimes more details about the job reveals that, I am actually not right for this because you were trying to be broad because you were trying to appeal to people that, outside of your previous pool of talent. So, okay, yeah, no, or you're just not interested and I can tell right away, and that's fine. I'd rather that they realize early that I'm not right for the job than waste everyone's time. Today was a waste of time. This was a group going into, I'm applying for social media position, so doing social media stuff, and some streaming. They are in a field close to what I am familiar with and what I work in. So supplementals about the company, that kind of thing. So somebody that can be on camera ready, that can also do their social media. Something I can do, no problem. Ready to talk to people. It's not just social media, and so it is not entry level. I'm totally qualified for this, no problem. So we're gonna have a phone call, right? I'm gonna be talking to two people, one of the co-founders of the company and their head of HR, who apparently also does the hiring. Sure. So I'm gonna talk to those two people on the phone. I want to stress this was a phone call that we were going to have, right? No problem. Through a call, no sweat. I got my my headphone, my earbuds, I should say. I'll be ready. It's got a good microphone on it. I can just relax because it's an early call. I don't know why it's so early, but it is. It's very early this morning. I wake up, I get ready for it. Make the call. I am waiting in one of those whatever, hang out in this room, you enter a room code or whatever on the phone and you hang out there and then you get a message. While I'm waiting for that, I get a text message. And it's kind of hard to check my text messages on my phone because I got Verizon. But and then I get an email as well, like right after I get the text. And the email says, "Hey, change of plans. This is the HR person goes, so and so, the boss, the co-founder, really doesn't like to do phone calls. So here's a link to a Zoom whenever you're ready." And so there are a couple of things you can play this out as, right? One, this is fucking weird, unprofessional. Two, I have to imagine that this has been discussed before. This is not a new thing. Maybe it is. Maybe this co-founder does just change his mind all the time. That's also fucking bad. But most likely, the thing that I think is immediately happening right now is this is some fucking test. This is I'm being tested right now. This is we switched things up on him. How does he react in the moment? Alpha male bullshit garbage thing, right? That's my assumption anyway. That if I'm being the most charitable, it's unprofessional and weird that they're doing this. If I am being, the least kind, this is an attempt to shake me up and see if I sink or swim. And I don't fuck off. You don't pay me enough to jump through hoops. There certainly is an amount of money in which I am willing to put up with a lot of bullshit. What they were offering for this gig that, again, I don't have, I'm seeing what's up. No, we're not at that stage. Like that, you're not paying me enough to put up with your fucking cool gotcha psychoanalyst plays. But anyway, I get on Zoom. Because guess what? That's not hard. My webcam's always set up. This microphone is always set up. I am ready to go with no problem. Turn on my light, make things look nice. I will say this, hadn't set up the model kits for my stream tonight. Hadn't gotten that far yet. But I don't need those for this. I don't need a full set. Whatever. And in fact, let's be real, I blurred because you can just blur the background. Now, was I setting out to blur the background in Zoom? No, I recorded a video, which I recorded via Zoom for Baerly Rehearsed, and I had the background blurred, which is still fine. And also, the HR person had their background blurred too. So I was like, whatever, I don't care about that. So anyway, we get in there. Oh, so sorry about that. Oh yeah, I should have told you sooner. Didn't even notice until a minute ago that this was set up to be a phone call. I'm having a lot of trouble getting this piece to fit in. It's supposed to go in like this. So sorry about that. No problem. Okay, great. So where are you? Okay, hey, what are your experience? Blah blah blah. Standard stuff, usual stuff. Nothing. None of this is like whatever. What do you know about what the job's going to entail? And I explain, this is what I know. They're in this industry and doing this and doing that. And then we get the pitch, right? Because I'm like, yeah, I'm interested in more about what the content that you want. Because you say that live streams, and you say, the social media. What exactly do you want from this gig? What are you looking for me to do, right? And they kind of explain the job, and we get a red flag. Well, right now, the founders have made an investment, and then we are courting VCs, is what they say, trying to get some capital in. So they don't have VC money yet. They are looking for VC money, but they don't have it yet. I'm like, okay. You are hiring a social media person. It's probably for the best. How long has this been? I don't know. I don't know how long it was a company before they got this far. But I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Well, that's weird. I generally don't love working for startups with VC money. I especially don't like where it appears to be that the angel investors are like the owners of the company and maybe some family. I'm starting to get the vibe about like, oh, is there some family involved in this? I'm feeling a little weird about it, right? But we'll keep talking, whatever. We'll figure this out. And then because I can tell, like, this dude, the co-owner, is trying to steer the conversation, and it's his fucking company, sure, but he's trying to steer the conversation to like elements of my resume that are interesting, right? But don't really apply, like live theater stuff, because like I mentioned, like, yeah, I have a lot of live theater experience and working behind the scenes, and then of course I have my streaming experience, and I'm trying to like play into like what I do here and all that. But he really wants to talk about New York. And I'm like, well, maybe he's from New York, or he always wanted to go there. Maybe he's a comedy fan. I don't know, whatever. We'll figure this out. This is not the first time. It would not be the first time in my life that someone kind of just wanted to talk to me about the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, my former job. That has happened on many occasions where I have just basically told somebody, like, how I got started doing comedy because they are a comedy fan and think that's interesting. Like, that has certainly happened. I have had interviews that were never going to go anywhere, and I was just basically talking shop with somebody who was very interested in it. And it's like, that has happened before. So I'm like, fuck, is that where we're at here? Is this somebody that wants to like know what Nick Kroll is really like? Like, what are we doing here? And then the bombshell drops. Hey, we were looking at your Twitter. I don't love that, but it's fine. And we saw that you have a lot of like mutuals. You got a lot of follow backs from like cool people. And I was like, yeah, we've done a bunch of stuff here and there, and got a lot of friends from years back that now have done cool stuff, and like whatever. Like, yes, if am I leveraging my friends here to try to get more work from you? What are we doing here? Oh, okay, sure, whatever. And he goes, all right, so and I'll let you know right now, friends, I didn't know that we are going to revolutionize this industry, the lane they're in. They use the actual thing by taking advantage of this cool new technology. And I'm like, oh fuck, is this NFTs? It's not NFTs. It's AI. You probably knew this as I was telling this whole story. In the back of your mind, it goes like, this is a startup that's going to try to use AI to revolutionize an industry that doesn't need to be revolutionized with a product that doesn't really work. And it's like, so I'm immediately like, okay, cool. Well, we're done here. Their pitch might be interesting. I'm definitely not going to be able to. No, I think we're good. No, I think we're good. There certainly is some interesting work to be done in the AI space, but it does not feel like these are going to be the people to do it. Yeah. But they added a new wrinkle. Remember when it was like, when they were talking about like friends of mine that I have that are like known and popular? They're like, the thing we realize is it's not about celebrity endorsements anymore. It's about celebrity activations. It's about people using your product and talking about it in a real way, not in a commercial way, not in a paid for way, in a real way. Like they really like it. And I'm like, okay. So this is what they wanted from me. Apparently, part of my job as being a social media person and a streamer for them was leveraging the real people in my life who are successful to talk about their product and use their product in their own social media for free. because they would certainly want to do me, their friend Pat, a favor. So they wanted me to beg famous people who I know to do free ad work for them as a favor to me. And I was like, that's new. That's really new. So not only are they trying to do some bullshit that has that is going to fail and not going to work and fuck off, and they're just riding that trend to replace humans with AI and revolutionize an industry, which is make it a lot cheaper to run for other people. They want to democratize commercial endorsements by getting rid of the whole commercial part and just making it fan stuff. And if they had been naive, if this was a naive group, there exists the possibility that I might say, hey, nobody's going to do that. If they are of the level of people you're looking for, they're not going to do that shit. Yeah, I can talk to them, but they would be like, oh, this is a work thing? Okay, well then you want to talk to, and then they would have me talk to someone, or have someone from this company talk to their people. Like I could ask Nicole Baer, I could DM Nicole Baer and be like, hey Nicole, fucking, you're kicking so much ass. I'm so fucking proud of you. It's so weird. Hey, it's so weird that you co-hosted a reality game show thing with John Cena. That's fucking weird and cool, girl. Would you mind retweeting my tweet of this charity fundraiser I'm doing? And she could ignore it or say, yeah, fuck yeah, Pat, sure. Or she might just do it anyway because Nicole is cool. Maybe she just saw me tweeting about the Cure Alzheimer's Fund and she was just like, hell yeah, I'll do that. That might happen. But if I'm like, hey, Nicole, I'm fucking so proud of you, and I'm so psyched about what you're doing, and it's so fucking weird and cool. I'm so glad that you and Sashir still have a podcast. That rules. It's so fun that you get, some monies to do shit and hang out with your friend. That just rules. I'm just so thrilled for you. Hey, this company that I work for was hoping that you would use their product in your own social media for free. Because we're cool. So if I had gotten the impression that these folks that I was talking with today were naive, then maybe I would clue them in. But I get the impression that they are not naive. They're just assholes. They just would rather leverage their and the fact that I'll say this, I'll give them this, right? They're assholes. This sucks. This is terrible. No one should ever take this job if that's part of your job. It is nice to know that they at least understand that they need to appeal to someone and convince them to do it and not hire someone to be their social media person, and then when that person says their plan of hey, here's what we can do, here's the people we can talk to, here's my ideas of a campaign, and go through all that, then they would go, you know what? Could you DM Bobby Moynihan and see if he'll talk about our product? They didn't do that, which saves a lot of people a lot of time. They want to hire somebody that's not famous but knows famous people to get them to show their wares. Yes, for free. Yes, the free part is also the part. Because it's hey, if you want me to DM some people and see what's up, I will. So the thing is, Harold, I appreciate you. Thank you very much, my friend. We have a lot to panel line here. We're gonna just hit the big spots here. The thing is, at the end of the day, when it comes to this, good night, Harold. I'll catch you later. Thanks for being here for a little bit, my friend. The thing is, at the end of all of this, right? I apply to a lot of jobs. This wasted 4, 5 emails back and forth. I wasted 45 minutes. I wasted some sleep because I had to get up early to do this. And I was having trouble sleeping last night, which was unrelated to this thing. It was just happening. So I woke up early for it. And at this point, I've had enough on-camera interviews and email things and all that. Like, I don't need to practice anymore. I can't be like, chalk that up. But dumb times with people who have money and are doing their best not to spend it on nonsense to theoretically make a lot of money later when they sell their company. Like, that's valuable, right? Like, going into this, I know this is started by 3 friends. That isn't always a red flag. I should say this. I should tell you all this. What a incredible waste of time. Yes, Arctic Soft, it was. But I can tell you this, right? Like, I'm not one of those people, and you all know this, that says, well, it was good for this stream. Like, thank God that happened today, so I had something to talk about, right? Like, because there's other stuff we can talk about. We got, like, a whole story about another Twitter story to talk about. We got some wrestling news. We got some gaming news we can go through. There was a Capcom thing today, and I don't know anything about it except that there was some Street Fighter stuff. But I can open up that Kotaku article and look at that. Like, we'll fucking find things to talk about. I don't need life experiences to regale you with in order to hopefully be an entertaining host, or at the very least, a present host. If I am, may or may not be your cup of tea, I can at the very least figure out like stuff to talk about, right? But if I can tell you the red flags, generally the red flags are for this kind of thing. We'll do the specific ones. I've talked in the past about if you Google the address and it is and you cannot find the name of the company anywhere. Might just be they moved, might be they're new. If you go in and they do not have any signage up, but they have employees around, like that kind of thing. Like, oh, this is some sort of marketing. This is some sort of scam. This is a scheme, some kind of Ponzi scheme. We got stuff going on here. Pyramid scheme at the least, whatever. Cultish buzzwords and family. If you hear family before you hear amount, right? Stuff like that. Things that you can kind of look out for. We've talked about a lot of those. But we should add to this, the founders are all friends from high school, or all friends from college, or all friends from graduate school. Because that's usually code for this is a startup. Now, I am not against startups. If the startup, if their thing is, we wanted to do this thing, we're going to fucking figure out a way to do this thing, and we're so excited to do this thing, I don't mind that. I have a little bit of an issue as a 42-year-old man getting involved with, all right, well, we have this idea, and the plan is to sell the company, is to make a thing, get VC money, sell the company, have the new company pay back the VC, and then we start up a new thing or whatever. Or we get a cushy job at that place, but we don't have to really worry about it. Like, that's the thing that I'm like, ugh. If you're your family, you might be talking to Vin Diesel. You're right, Lord Crashington. If you're not talking to Vin Diesel and you hear family, though, as Arctic Slaw says, run. That is a good indication to run. Because we're like a family means, hey, let's solve our problems in a way that doesn't affect me negatively. Because we're family here. So, yeah. But the founders are three friends is often a big yikes. If they are venture capitalists, or no, if they're looking for angel investors or VC, or in the games industry, if they're saying, well, so right now we are in the process of starting to put together a Kickstarter. Oof. Okay. All right. Well, you're already making the game, and you're gonna do you have to have something. But like, oh no, is your plan like no, that's not what Kickstarter is anymore. Kickstarter is to market your game because it's going to cost more than whatever you're going to raise on Kickstarter, and people still don't know how much video games cost to make. Like because I have had conversations with people, job interviews with a developer that was looking for an office manager. This was when I still was in New York. They were looking for an office manager, and they were intrigued by the fact that I had run 2 Kickstarters, and that at the time I knew some people at Kickstarter, and they were like, "Oh, that's great because we're working on this game, and this is a game developer, and we're excited that games, and this and that and all that, and of course we got to get the Kickstarter up and running, and we're planning it out, and that'll help us back fund the game." And I was like, "Oh no, it won't. It won't. Y'all gotta. I mean, look, you have to have something. Don't get me wrong. You can't just go in with like, I want to make this. You got to have something, but like, the money you've already spent to make this game, you're not getting back. Like, you're not going to no, that money was just business expenses. You're not going to recoup that on Kickstarter. Ugh. I will say this though. If you want to talk about entrepreneur Pat Baer, I did not become the office manager for that company, but I did tell them after the fact, not during it, because I'm not going to spend my interview doing this, but I was like, hey, if you are looking for when you are ready to get ready to launch, if you would like some feedback from, I should be over in here. Sorry about that, everybody. Let me just here. Yeah, we'll just that. I was like, if you would like some critical feedback about your Kickstarter, I am available, and we can talk terms and all that. And they paid me a pretty decent amount of money to tell them everything that was wrong with their Kickstarter and what I would like to see changed. And then when it was done, I forwarded it to somebody I knew at Kickstarter to take a look at it, and they gave the feedback very similar to what I gave that my the people that commissioned me had not taken, and they reiterated it and backed me up on the couple points that I was saying was like, oh no, you got to be clear here and all this, and your your initial has to be a little bit lower, and you need more animated GIFs and all kinds of stuff. Testimonials don't make any sense because you are a new company, you've never made a game before. So like, what are these testimonials doing in here? Get this shit out of there. Unrelated, but we're talking about Kickstarter. I once, in talking to somebody about their Kickstarter project, said, you have a lot of quotes here. Like maybe like too many quotes from people. When the Kickstarter went live, they added more quotes. Apparently, that feedback, maybe just from me, I don't know if other people had said it too, but that feedback was such that they just added more quotes. I guess to spite me, question mark. But one of the first responses from a backer was, really excited about this project. Took a long time to scroll to the stuff I was looking for, though. And I was like, hell yeah, I'm right. There's too many quotes in this. This Pat guy likes the quotes. Yeah, no. This is like a friend of mine. At the time, we were not friends anymore. But at the time, we were friends. But I was like, no, I can't. This is just too many quotes. Too many quotes. And also, one of the quotes was from a garbage person. But I didn't say that. I just said, You could probably cut out quotes from these people and included them in that. Like, you could just get rid of half of these quotes and it would be fine. Especially this one, which does not feel applicable and is, of course, written by a garbage person. No, we're not. It's not because of that we're not friends. There are other reasons why we're not friends, and I'm not getting into that. I got to clean this up here. All right, I have panel lined this tank. I think I've gotten everything. I'll probably find more stuff later because there's a lot of fine details in this. But yeah. Anyway, I wasted my time, but I did get to tell you about it, so that's nice. And the power move of, hey, we actually want to make this a video call, feels very strange to pull on me, the guy that they were fucking aware does live streams and improv. I was like literally, I just did to turn the light on. I'm not going to turn it off, turn it on. Just did that, turned that on, opened up the link, Zoom went, connected, and went, good morning. Like, that's it. All I did was move my mic into frame. Do you think they watched one of the Baerly Remembers? No, I don't know if that... I will say, I don't think anyone who has ever interviewed me for a job has ever looked at anything I do online, because they are reading resumes. They are going through resumes. Now, they went through the step of looking at my Twitter. Not everyone reads my Twitter or checks my Twitter. But my assumption is the reason why they checked my Twitter was because the to them, like, good look like green flags of, oh, Pat, this guy is did comedy stuff and blah blah, and Baerly Rehearsed. Yes, look, Baerly Remembers is a different video series. No. Oh, he's done this thing. He listed this thing. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Okay. We should, and then they followed up because they were looking for someone like me with connections that they could abuse and misuse. I should probably say misuse instead of abuse. But looking for somebody they could, take advantage of for their own gains beyond the usual, like, contract of employment, or employer and employee abuse. They were just looking for quick access to celebrities. But I don't think they watched anything. As I said, there have been some times where people have wanted to talk about comedy. That has generally been when I was in New York. They'd be people like, oh, so you're currently the technical director at UCB. I feel like I've probably heard your voice or whatever. Or someone would just be like, yeah, yeah, man, you host that wrestling thing, right? And I'd be like, yes. I'd be like, that's fucking cool. Like, whatever. Or, like, I don't know. I don't remember if they swore or not. But, like, that happened mostly in New York, of people who are, like, recognize that I am part of a cool thing. When I applied for a job to be the assistant manager of one of those weird Amazon grocery stores it's the Amazon store where you don't pay with money, you pay with your Amazon account. And you have to, like, swipe your phone with the app when you walk in. I applied to be an assistant manager at that place because this was the end of 2019, and I was running out of money and just going in for interviews to places because I was like, that's a place where I could really not do a good job, and I will feel bad about working for Amazon. Again, 2019 Amazon, very much not good, a little less bad at the time. But the person that would have hired me, that called me in for an interview, a face-to-face interview, and then a second phone interview, was like, hey, okay, we've got a little time left. Can we talk about improv for a little bit? And she just picked my brain about improv. And then, I did joke with her because, I gotta be me. I was like, okay, well, certainly, but if you have any more questions, you're going to have to hire me as an improv coach. And she laughed at that, which is good. But I was also serious, like, yeah, I'm trying to get this job, but like, I am not your free improv consultant. Like, that ain't gonna happen. So Lord Crashington, yeah, you do, like, you when you walk in, you scan your account in. So if you run out with things in your bag, you don't scan things, you just take them. And then when you go through the scan thing, when you leave, before you hit the doors, anything that you have in that area gets charged to your account. So it's actually the only quote good way, the only real way is to steal someone's Amazon account and use their Amazon account to buy things. That's the only way. So somebody's going to pay Amazon. But yeah, you can't walk in without scanning. Like, even if you're like with somebody, this was a thing. This may have changed, but at the time there was a thing where if somebody came in and they were like, "Oh, I'm not shopping," you'd have to be like, "Well, you do need to scan your Amazon account." I think they may have changed that. But when I was applying for this gig, they were like, part of it was just that, like, everyone has to scan in. That job was like restocking the shelves of product and assisting people with scanning in with their phones. It was assistant manager. That was a weird thing. I don't know. I needed the work, and that was gonna look. Here's the deal. I needed money. That job had health benefits, and so I went in for an interview. Didn't get it. I think all of them were shut down. I definitely feel like all of those were shut down as soon as the pandemic hit. Like, I bet those were all shut down. These interview stories are wild. Working for a school director, or interview questions are very exact and cannot be deviated from. Yeah, Aristophan. So, like, I occasionally do apply to places that everything is by the book, right? I certainly also do that. Places that are just like, hey, here are the set questions, here are the answers that we are looking for. Like, the thing I will say is that often I don't get to the round where a human person is looking at my resume in those kind of companies, right? In those kind of companies, the fact that I have some college and not a college degree means that a human being does not read my resume. I have applied for, in the past, a job with Disney Tours. I am so fucking overqualified to do tech for Disney Tours. I know every piece of equipment they use. I know all of the specs. I know all of the programs they would use. I have so much experience in that field, but it's Disney. It's a subset of Disney, but it's Disney. They don't have humans until round 2 or 3 in the resume application process. I have never had I don't know this for sure, but I have a strong belief that I have never had a human being read my resume there because I did not finish college. So I am applying most of the time to small companies, small businesses, family-owned things, some corporations, but like with the understanding that I know someone there. Like, I know that every time I have applied for a gig at Reed Pop. I've applied to do a couple different jobs at Reed Pop. In the past, I feel okay saying that. I know that a human being has read my resume for that. Because I know that my resume, each time I applied, has been flagged by a Reed Pop employee of some note saying, hey, person I barely know in this large company, I have done work with so-and-so, and you should check them out. Or they did some work for us at New York Comic Con. So you should take a look at there. Or this person knows a lot about PAX because they have been there and performed there and produced stuff there. So you should take a look at them. Or in one instance, hey, remember that weird panel I was telling you about? This is the guy that I was told after the fact that when applying for a gig to work with this person, that they had told someone basically like, hey, you know that weird panel that I was telling you about that you said sounded awesome and you were going to watch the VOD? This is the guy that made that panel. And that's why I had one phone interview with Reed. One time because of that. And I fully believe that one was someone's curiosity. I hope their filtering tech is better than tech for transferring data from a doc file to the job application field. Oh, God. Yes. Yeah, I could do a whole longer conversation about the fact that there's... Oh, I'm missing some of these. I got to get more of these in here. The whole thing where... God, I attach my resume, and I also have to fill out all the sections that would be on my resume. Just read my resume. Skim it. Instead, I have to re-enter everything, and then also send you my resume and a cover letter. But also, the online doc also has elements that are covered in the cover letter. What are we doing here? God, that sucks. It's really frustrating. I'm going to drink a little water here. This is the guy that produced the video game wrestling show that got the building evacuated because they used a fog machine indoors. Now, the thing is, I've talked about this before. I do not feel weird about saying this again, but I will say this again. We are not the first panel to cause an issue like that. We were not the last one. We were not the only one that weekend. It was embarrassing from a professional standpoint and was frustrating from a, oh God, how much time do we have? And a, I wish this didn't happen to us. In the same way that there's that improvised postmortem where someone fell off the stage. Kate, she's okay, fell off the stage. That happened in the panel before ours. Now, ours is the only one where she took out the speakers on the stage, or the mics out. She took the mics out. But, like, that literally happened in the panel before mine, in that very venue where they had too many people and the chairs were being pushed back. And also, it wasn't that event, but it was me talking about 2 or 3 times after that and saying, here's on my list of things I would like you to fix about PAX. Here is one of them. At PAX West, the platforms are high enough and they need backing. You need to have guardrails in the back of these because people fall off of them. And it's fucking ridiculous that it's happened more than one PAX. And eventually that happens. There's 2 things that I have improved. I can say my direct input has improved. One is that, because I wouldn't fucking shut up about it, and that got fixed. And the other one is, which is less of a safety thing and more of a you can thank me later every other fucking panel. If the panel room has a projector, it also has a confidence monitor. A confidence monitor is just a TV or computer monitor pointed at the performers, the people, the panelists, the people on the stage, the podium people. Not every room had one of those, which is ridiculous because it's PAX. There's so many cool visuals happening, and so many like videos and PowerPoints and all kinds of things that it was, in my opinion, completely ridiculous and silly that they did not have that was not that you could not like assume that those would be there. It was very silly, in my opinion. All right, so all these are C4. It only makes League Heal stronger because it's the most heal move. Yes. Becoming a nuisance is definitely a big heal move. But yeah, rooms have confidence monitors because we kept over and over again requesting them because it was essential, because we had performers on stage playing a live video game and they had to see it somewhere. So we would always have to ask for it. And then eventually, like, someone high up was just like, every room should have one of these. And I was like, please. And then somebody who was in our panel, who had also done a bunch of PAXs, was just like, that would be so great. Because, and she goes, wait, is the reason that because sometimes we don't have them, is the reason that we've ever had one is because of you guys? And I was like, yeah, you probably had a panel in the same room the same day as me, and they just didn't take it away. They just left it. And she was just like, oh yeah, you gotta have confidence monitors. I'm like, you're welcome. Those are the things that I have contributed outside of cool panels. On the back end, I've contributed a few things. 2, 4, 6. And then indirectly, me doing dumb stuff has encouraged other people to submit dumb things to PAX, and I am very proud of that. Now, do I think that Harris would have done his Easy Bake Oven thing that is not called that? He would have done his food cooking competition thing. He might have come up with the idea at some point. But do I think that League of Heels and other nonsense panels is a thing that he can look at and go, instead of just doing like, hey, we're Finji, here's what we do, what if instead we did this and then we just thanked Finji at the end? And instead we just did a weird cooking thing and get way more people to come and get people to come out that have nothing to do with us that we just think are fun. I do think that League of Heels influenced that. So I am proud of those things. Real quick, before we take our pause for the cause, we gotta fucking talk about this article from inews.co.uk. This is a staff at Twitter says this. This is the start of this fucking article. There are no guidelines, no respect. There's absolutely zero transparency. It's awful, said Twitter. Staff at Twitter told as the dramatic instability at the social media company grows each day. The big takeaway from this that I must tell you about is that there's a whole fucking thing where they were like, hey, managers, who are like your brightest stars? Who are the people we should be elevating at the company? And then they released a lot of those managers and then told those people to do the manager's job for less money, of course. That is Elon Musk's cost-cutting measure, is have the people that you were about to lay off do the legwork of finding in-house replacements for you. And then, of course, we'll pay them less. It is the least comically evil thing, because it's not comically evil. It is like, that is like the most evil act, I think. Outside of this person wants to know their terms and I'm going to insult them and call into question their disability. Oh shit. If we fire this person, we have to pay out millions of dollars. We're figuring it out. That was comical. This is not comical. This is fucking gross. Let's see here. It's a pressure cooker. There are no guidelines, so we talked about that. Managers were told to provide a list of people who ought to be promoted. See, saying, okay. Little did they realize they were signing their own death warrant. Many of those managers were subsequently fired and replaced by those they recommend as part of the cost-cutting drive. Like, that's some evil-ass shit. That's some, like, I don't want to call that supervillain shit, but that is like, that sucks so fucking much. Just be like, hey, we value your input, and like we want to know who we should be promoting. Like, and you're like, oh, cool. Well, maybe I can like make sure that some of the people that I think are great aren't going to get laid off, so that my department can fucking run at this company that I wish I could leave, and maybe I will have to. And then, yep, you have to, because you're out. You're out of a job. Just fucking big time bullshit. All right, so we gotta put the connector pin things in here. Basically, we're now locking these in. We're locking our tank treads in place so that they don't fall apart. Makes sense. And we'll do more of that, and then also enclose it, and then like there won't be a lot of panel lining, but you know I'll hit this with a little bit of black to kind of spruce it up a little bit. That like that. Because also, yeah, there's the outside edge that's going to go on here. So some of this we won't even see. So, like, you know, I'm only going to panel line so much of it. Why the hell are they people who just make managers feel secure in that position at all? Yes, if you are replacing someone that got laid off who recommended you, yes, you are not expecting to survive there. The more Musk behaves like the local, this is according to somebody in the company, of course. The more Musk behaves like the local drunk, getting into slagging. You know, this is a UK employee, because they said getting into slagging matches with disabled ex-employees, the less current employees will be proud to say they work there. So you know they interviewed sorry, your spot has been blown. You are a UK employee of Twitter if you are using slagging. I've said in a microphone before, but it's pretty common sense that paying people fairly and making them feel secure in their employment leads to better work. Arctic Sloth, yeah, it's very fucking frustrating because it's not difficult. Like, your cost-cutting measures should not be your employees, because not only does that not actually help you in the short term or the long term, it hurts you because the people who did not get laid off are constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah. For those clinging on, this is important to just say, many of whom are doing so because their right to work in a country is directly linked to their continuing employment at Twitter. There are a lot of people who are fucking stuck. There are people that had to move to other countries or other cities. And yeah, like they're tied to it. So like they need to get a new job at a company that will sponsor them. And that can be very difficult, especially with a lot of people being laid off across tech, not just in here and across many fields. It can be really rough. Yeah, it's all fucking garbage. It all sucks. Also, one of the people they were talking to at Twitter got laid off during the process of writing this article. Yeah, and then also there are people who are being charged with company debt on their company cards because their names are attached to it, and the people that would be able to expense those things are no longer with the company. It just seems like a big nightmare. Hey, Dirty, welcome. All right, let's get a little lighter with this. Yes, Lord Crashing, of course, yes. And also, yes, you spending time questioning a disabled former question mark employee because that person did not know. Hey, welcome to the old Build with Baer workshop. This is the part of the show where I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. Dirty already threw the emotes in there, so let's see those emotes. The Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe emote, the Tier 2 blue emote if you are a Tier 2 subscriber here. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do. I'm going to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. and this is the easiest one. All this is optional. You don't have to do any of this stuff. But if you would like to help me out, you can. Becoming a subscriber is here. Obviously, we had a lot of gifted subs at the end of February. But right now, in March, no gifted subs. That's okay. We're way past our goal. But if you want to gift a sub to someone in the community, you want to share the love, you could do that. Join the gift sub leaderboard. If you want to be like Ironhide the Fourth and throw some bits my way, cheer is always appreciated. Those are the ways you can support me here on Twitch. But there are other ways to support me, including my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. There's a $1, $3, $5, $10 tier. If you signed up today, you could go to my Patreon and you could vote on what I do next Tuesday. Because I put a poll up where I want to hear from people. I put this up yesterday. What should I do? The $3, $5, $10 tier get to vote once a month on what I do on one of my Tuesday bonus streams. Right now, Persona 4 Golden with mods is winning. And that's cool. And that's what I'll be doing next Tuesday. But you could get in there and vote. Maybe make it a little closer. Be like, no, I want you to do CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K22. I want 2 days before the new game comes out for you to play the old game. I didn't realize at the time when I pitched it, I was like, we'll probably get one more of these in before the new game comes out. It's coming out literally 2 days after that stream, so that would have been kind of funny. But anyway, you can jump over on my Patreon. Also, if you're a patron and you didn't vote and you're in the $3, $5, or $10 tier, go vote. I have a YouTube channel. Well, this will be quick, and then we'll get back to building. You know me. YouTube.com/PatBaer. Subscribe there for free. Become a member for $2 a month. I wanted to stress this. My AdSense money is people watching ads or having YouTube Premium and skipping the ads through YouTube Premium. And also the membership. I am right now at like $70-something. When I get to $100, because Google does a $100 payout. When I get to $100 through AdSense, that $100 goes to model kits. I buy model kits with that $100. So, that's another way to support me, and it just means that the sooner I get that money through the various videos that people have been kind enough to watch or becoming a member, the sooner I can buy more cool shit to build. Let's see. Got the YouTube, got that. Those are all the ways to monthly support me. One-time donations. It's nice to have some options. So here's some one-time donations if you want to get in on that. You could do that. Some directly. And everything I make through direct donations, which is Coffee, PayPal, Stream Elements, YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon, all goes into a fund, and I buy model kits and equipment with that. I bought this kit. I saw this on Amazon, and I was like, I've never built the Guntank. I've never built a Guntank at all, let alone the early type. I'm going to build that on stream. You know what? I'm going to buy that kit. I'm going to build it on stream. If you would like to buy something for me to build on stream, like directly instead of doing the subscription, if you just see something on my Amazon wish list and you're like, fuck, Pat should build that, you could buy it. I'll do a dedicated video about the thing that you purchased, and then it'll jump the queue and become the next thing I built. I've got Lego sets. I've got some model kits. I recently added a couple new model kits to the list. The Turn A, I've built the Turn A Master Grade. I've never built the Turn A High Grade. And in this one, for whatever reason, it's listed as question mark Gundam. So if you want me to build the question mark Gundam, which I wouldn't call that, but you could do that. And the box, look, here's the thing. The box art says Ingresa Militia Mobile Suit. Ingresa Militia Mobile Suit. And I don't know if that's just like the image they found, or if this really is like, it would be very fucking cool to find an instruction manual that is not in English or Japanese. I just think that would be neat. So I don't know. I'd also like to build the Turn A High Grade because that'd be fun. I got some Pokemon in there that I added recently. The Freedom Gundam Real Grade. I recently added the Freedom Gundam Real Grade. It's the only I've looked this up, friends. It's the only non-premium Bandai real grade that I haven't built. There's only one real grade that I have not put together, and it is the Freedom Gundam. So I would do that. I'm sure. Bunch of different things in there. Like I said. Oh, also the Soletta from Witcher Mercury action figure model kit. That's like $44. That feels like it's too high. I feel like maybe they just not a lot of them got out there. But I would build I'd build Soletta. It's weird to build a young lady, but I'd do it on stream. Which Mercury's so good. And then some gear at the bottom because it's always nice to have gear. If you want to buy a $50 gift card to GameStop, I will use that gift card and with some of my own money added on top to buy WWE 2K23. I will just do that. So you could buy that gift card and I would do that. A literally physical gift card. That to me is the easiest way for someone to buy me that game without having to be on my friends list on Steam, which I don't want to just make. I don't want to make that like a thing people can do. So this to me was the solution that I came up with, was that. Anyway, alternatively, I have a Throne wish list, a lot of gift cards there and stuff like that. You can go check out my Throne wish list, see if there's anything there that you'd like to see me have. And then USA Gundam Store. Go to USA Gundam Store, buy a gift card there, and then send me an DM on Twitter or a whisper here on Twitch with that gift card code that you get in your email, and I will use that to buy something from USA Gundam Store, which is a great place. Just sending me stuff, and I don't need this. I have a friend. He's been in chat before. We love him. He finds cool Gundam stuff, and then he replies to me and two other people that like Gundam, and I don't know the other people. I just know him, and it's always very funny because I'm like, oh, this other person I don't know also thinks this thing is cool that our friend is sending us. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I do like that people think of me. When they see things that they know I would like, they're like, I need to share that with Pat. And I appreciate that very much. Friends and acquaintances and fans and all that. Community members, all that stuff. I have a Discord. Speaking of community, join my Discord. Go in and turn off all that AI bullshit or the data collecting they're going to do to power their stupid AI bullshit. Fix your fucking platform, Discord. Make video streaming to like work better and sound better. Get that shit fixed before you're like, let's integrate AI mod tools. Fuck off. Pat Gunple Baer. Yes, appreciate that. Make it so as a mod, I can easily message people in the Discord I am a mod in the server. Come on. Couple video links for you to check out. There'll be a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club on Monday. If you were like, Pat, I really want to hear your thoughts on the Anime Awards in a video format instead of a live stream, I'll have that coming up on Monday. But right now, if you want to know about some anime that is based on some visual novels, I talked about a few examples of that. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where every week I write a character piece and then I perform it and I have rehearsed it. I am not just hitting record and just going. I am doing some amount of preparation. This one, the premise of what the character is saying is new and timely in a way, I think. The idea of Video James, a disgraced esports commentator who now has to do something else, is an idea I've had for probably 10 years. Probably since I knew that there were esports commentators. I think the first joke I ever wrote for this, which is not in this, in the idea for Video James, is that the reason he's disgraced is because they found out he doesn't like Mountain Dew. So then he got fired. That was like the first joke of Video James 10, 15 years ago. It's evolved from there. Now there's like a good reason why he was fired instead of a silly reason. But the idea of a commentator, in that case he was a wrestling commentator who always try to equate things to video games. That was the premise, because I was pitching a announcer character for a thing, and I was like, how about like I'm just gonna keep talking about like lanes and the jungle, and I'm just talking about like esports bullshit, and then crying because I miss esports. But anyway, I took that character, that name and that character, and wrote a different thing about it. And I think it's funny. I don't know how much more to sell it. I think it's pretty funny. I'm happy with how it turned out. I like to think I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. Check that shit out. Watch that video, please. All right, I'm going to talk about some anime. I'm desperate for some water, though. It is time to get some water, and then we'll talk about some anime. While I am getting that water, we are dramatically, quickly going to transition to the overhead camera. So right now, we'll do that, and we'll be back to working on the Guntank in just a moment. Thank you, Dirty, for using the hydrate command. I did hydrate. I didn't need it, but I appreciate it. I did want to say, before we get into the anime talk, this just looks like a tank. Like, we're just built, like, obviously, it will have, like, arms with guns on it instead of hands, and, like, a head. But right now, this is just a tank. We're just building a tank. Like, that's very funny to me. This is like nothing much more to this. Like, let's get some tank treads. We're getting some tank treads ready to go on this kit. It's just silly in a way that I enjoy. But let's talk anime. We got 3 shows to talk about here. Campfire Cooking in Another World, with my absurd skill. The Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. And The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague. Two shows with different approaches to isekai, and then one show that is just a romantic comedy with just a tad of some supernatural elements, but the supernatural elements just enhance the romantic comedy ish of it, I should say. And it's just fucking lovely. I do think that the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday block of the anime that I'm watching is my favorite block. Because I just think like Campfire Cooking is just like an easy watch, like very enjoyable. Magic Revolution is just like fucking good, and has lots of action and fun characters and a lot of heart. And the Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague is just like sweet and charming and fun. It's like, lots of good stuff. This is the wrong polycap. I took the wrong polycap out. I grabbed 1. I need polycap 3. I goofed, but that would have been easy to figure out because it just would not have fit where I'm trying to put it. So easy enough fix on that because we just got to put this here because something will be attaching to this, I guess. Room for something to pop in there. I believe this is going to connect here. That's how this is going to work. This is going to connect to that part in there. Yeah, that'll slide in there. And then you could pop it out because for some reason these slide out some. Like that. I don't know why. But they do. All right, so that's that. That's connected like that. That'll go into here. Like this? Yeah. All right, let's get that connected. Do I want to try to panel on these? I don't think I need to hit this with any. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna hit this with a marker and see if any of this, if this takes a marker anywhere. Yeah, no, I don't have to worry about it. Okay. Let's actually talk about the anime instead of me talking about that I like them. I should actually talk about the episodes. So Campfire Cooking in Another World. Modoka, our main character, partially because he has done some great feats like defeat a goblin king and a bunch of goblins that help keep the kingdom safe. And also because he is tamed, as far as they're concerned, he's tamed a legendary creature, Fenrir, because he has made a contract with Fenrir, so I guess he's technically tamed him. They're just like, the royal family is like, hey, you can do whatever you want. You got all the freedom. You can just like travel, no restrictions. Like, thanks for staying here. Thanks for like being, like being the hero of our country. And Arctu's like, oh no, too many people know what we're doing. Also, he gets promoted to C rank like immediately. But he's just like, hey, I'll make you C rank, and you don't have to take a test. You don't have to do anything. You know, I made you take a test because you hadn't done a quest in a while. Forget all of that. In exchange, how about, like, on the sly, just like on the side, we got these quests that, like, people don't want to do. What if Fen goes and takes care of that shit, or Fel goes and takes care of that shit? And that helps because then they can sell those kills to the guild. And then there's a Chimera and an Orthus, two mythical creatures that are so valuable that the guild does not have the money to buy them. Bad Gumpla says, hi, sorry for the raid and run. I had to get to a meeting. No problem at all. Jason, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that. At the top of the stream, it was very kind of you. But yeah, sometimes I have raided and I'm just like, oh, you know what? I don't want to, I don't want to like be in chat. I raided and my friends are here and I like my chat and hopefully they'll like the streamer, but I can't do this. And I get that. You had a reason. You have a thing coming up. Yeah. A certain, stream thing, just like a bunch of people getting together, raising some money, building model kits. Sounds pretty neat. Yeah, Plamo Weekender. It's got good vibes. And hopefully we'll all be hearing about who's taking part soon. Something like that. Yeah. That'll be fun. Yes, it's a long weekender. Yeah. No, I'm not putting pressure on you. Because just want to. Because I know you got a lot on your plate with that. But yes, the Plamo long weekender is the fact that it's 4 nights or four like days is so wild and fun. It's just so cool. Looking forward to it because it's just like I don't know. There are some. I have told people, hey, did you know that there are VTubers who do model kit building and do like Gunpla? And I had people be like, what? What do you mean? I was like, yeah, I know a bunch of them now because of this thing. I did not know that beforehand because I don't really I don't look as deeply into the community as I should. So I was unaware about all of that, which is rad. There are so many VTubers that signed up this year. Yeah, I mean, I love that. I love the, I don't just do reaction content and I don't just do games VTubers. Like there are a lot of different kinds of VTubers. Hey, y'all, if you don't follow me on co-host, you might not know that my co-host I do a bit of business. I do a reoccurring segment on my co-host called Shamisen Sunday. This Shamisen Sunday, it's just every Sunday I post something about the shamisen, Japanese, traditional Japanese instrument. Sometimes it's video, sometimes it's like articles, a cool photo. This Sunday I'm going to show a video of a VTuber, shamisen player, and folk singer. She sings folk songs and plays the shamisen, and she's a VTuber. And she's been doing a lot of covers of songs. And that shit's fucking wild. And it's cool as hell. I love the idea that this person who has a name, but like is known, like has street cred as like a known folk singer, a Japanese folk singer. And it's just like, you know what? This is how I want to get my music out there, is VTubing. And that's just so cool. I just think that is wild and weird, and I'm excited to share that. That was shared in my Discord. Someone was just like, hey, Pat, this is the thing that you would like to know about. And they were right, because I do that reoccurring bit on Shamus Sunday. Every Sunday, I've missed one because I was traveling and forgot to do it. But other than that, I've hit every single one. All right, we finally finished one set of tank treads for our Guntank. And then we can connect that like this. This is one of those kits where they're like, hey, wait till you've built the whole thing and then assemble it. And I say no to that. I think that isn't fun. I like... What? All right, I say as I can't assemble it. But yeah, they're like, oh, wait for the whole thing here, because this is the left one, yeah. For some reason, I think I'm going to try to pop this in first and then attach it. We'll see if that goes in there. Going to sit down for a bit because I'm CP. Enjoy the Guntank. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you for the raid at the top of the stream. Just tried the heavy arms in the training mode of Gundam Evolution, and wow, this seems strong. Yeah. God damn it, I don't want to play that game anymore. I don't want to play Gundam Overwatch. I don't want to go back to it. I have my friend group that likes multiplayer games. Right now, we do not have a multiplayer game. We're probably going to play Exo Primal when that comes out. I think we're going to try that. But we don't have a game right now. We do not have anything to be jazzed about. And I wasn't the one that brought it up, but someone brought up like, okay, now I got to connect it. Somebody brought up like, hey, are we going to get back into Gundam Evolution? And I was like, I fucking kind of don't want to, but I saw that Overwatch. Yeah, one of the characters can be dressed as One Punch Man. The guy that punches people can be One Punch Man. It's fine. Anyway, Campfire Cooking into the World. I said go back to that, I guess. The episode that I was talking about here. All right, we're working on the other tank treads, so we'll get that started here. We did one tank tread, now we have the other. It's just it looks so unhappy right now. It's more than one character. Okay, thank you, Lashbrook. That is not something I had done any investigation on because I don't particularly care about Overwatch anymore. So I had not done my research on that. Yeah. Doomfist. His name is Doomfist and he punches people. So it makes sense that he is the One Punch Man, costume because he's the guy that punches, even if he is a villain-ish guy. And to Campfire Cooking Another World, they gotta they've made a lot of money. They're getting, they gotta go kill some stuff. They got a nice little bag for the slime to sleep in. So Sue now gets to hang out in a cute bag, a comfy bag, which is fun. They sell some skins to this guy, Lambert, that they had met before and helped out before. They sell him a bunch of shit, which is cool. Good for them. Make some money. Phil can't eat all the meat they had. And then of course they got to send. We got more goddess stuff. We got to send the goddess some lovely meats and such. Gotta fill her with sweets. I should say, not meats. She enjoys the sweets, so we got to send sweets to her. Let's see what else we got here. It was a very light episode. Modoka is like, hey, you'll get fat if you eat too much of this. And then, okay, we're finally going to meet the other goddesses. We got a little bit of an introduction to the other goddesses because they are very interested in this food from another world. Because I think they haven't had travelers give them make offerings to them. So they are interested in these foods because, as always, Japanese food is tempting to people from other worlds. Everybody loves it. Sweets that you can get at a convenience store are a big hit with people from another world. Turns out. All right, these are all C4. Basically, we're just doing what we did on this tank treads, but just like on the other side, and that's fine. And this is coming along pretty okay. Magical Revolution of the Reincarnated Princess and the Genius Young Lady. More drama. The drama continues. I mean, look, she did have a fight to the death where luckily no one died with her brother, but Annie is in some weird shit because she is now the heir to the throne, despite the fact that she has no real magic ability. She's got that dragon curse, but she doesn't have magic ability in a country that prioritizes magic as the only heir now, because he's been banished. She is gonna be the next ruler. And she's clearly not happy about it. Yuffie offers to be her assistant. And Annie's kind of pushing her away, which is sad. We don't like to see that. We want these two to we are shipping these two main characters that are clearly in love with each other, and we are shipping, and we want them to be happy and to talk about their feelings and to be open and honest with one another. And we want to get it to happen. We want to make it happen. Tilly is angered that Annie is going through all this and resigning herself to just do what she needs to do for the country, which is some bullshit, obviously. Yuffie starts understanding Tilly's perspective and finds out, in part of this process, the princess's lab has been cleaned out. And that was her whole thing was magic research. That was or magic tool research. That is the thing that she found the most joy in and the most fun in, was doing this research. She's not going to be able to do that anymore because she's going to be the next ruler of the country. And she's fuck. And then there is a way. Yuffie's father is there's a girl named Lumiel, and apparently the very first ruler of this country made a contract with a great spirit, and Yuffie could do that as well. And if Yuffie makes a contract with the Great Spirit, she would qualify to be the next ruler of the kingdom. But then Lumiel is hey, just so you know, this sucks and I don't recommend it. I don't recommend you become this. So will Yuffie do this even though it's it could be disastrous for her and it's not something just so she could become the next ruler of the country so that Annie doesn't have to do it? Is that an actual solution that makes any sense? I don't know. We got a few more episodes to find out what happens there, but that's interesting. This one was a slower thing, right? The last episode had so many fucking it was all fight, it was basically one long fight scene and then the payoff of that and the after effects of that fight. So it makes sense that this one was a little bit slower of a story, but still, even bit slower. It was still oh, fuck. Jesus. And then a completely different kind of vibe as we go to the ice guy and his cool female colleague. Oh, what a lovely little series. Just such a good little show. It's Fuyusuki's birthday soon, so Himuro is you know what? I didn't give... At Christmas, I did not give her these earrings. I've had these earrings picked out for her. I'm doing it for her birthday. We're going to do that. Rain canceled the trains, so the ladies get a hotel room, and the men are at Kateri's apartment. There's some teasing. This is an excuse to get the girls together. Girl talk and stuff. And it's funny to have Fuyusuki be like, I've actually never been in love. And they're like, pretty much laughing at her because they're like, you're clearly in love with Himuro. Like, what? Okay, you've never been in love before. Sure, okay. And that is funny that she's just like, yeah, I don't know. This is my big confession. I've never really been in love before. And they're like, yeah, okay. I don't know. I thought that was cute. I need this piece here. Great. Let's see what we got here. At the apartment, the dudes are also kind of laughing because they're talking and like clearly he is also in love with her, and everybody fucking knows. Then Himuro overhears Fuyusuki has birthday plans with her parents and decides that, like, oh, okay, well, yeah, it makes sense that she's going to be with her parents. So then he's like, then there are a series of unfortunate events, comically stupid, like, kind of slapsticky events of him being, like, trying to give her her birthday gift, like, just at work, which is like, come on, dude. And then, like, he is so flustered that he accidentally freezes the river out when they're walking home, which usually she's like kind of unaware of what's going on with that, kind of just ignores it. And in this case, she does notice it, but she's just like, oh, it's beautiful. And he's like, great, this is probably the best time to do this. Here you go, happy birthday. Here's some earrings that I got just for your birthday. And then she wears them to dinner with her parents. Which is like, probably going to raise a few eyebrows, but whatever. And she's just like, I love these so much. When it's your time for birthday, I'm going to get something equally cool as hell for your birthday. And then, because we are close to the end of this series, not really close, like I forget what episodes we're at, Himuro is practicing his love confession. We're gonna get that. Yeah. Oh, that's right. This was episode 9. I'm sorry. No, this is episode 10. That's right. Yeah, this is episode 10 of, I believe, 12. So we are approaching the end of this thing. So we gotta get in there soon. I want to say, I believe this is 12 episodes. You never know. Sometimes there are 13. You never really know. I guess I can go to AnyChart, and AnyChart will tell me. This is a Wednesday show, so that would be... Wait, was that Tuesday show? Whatever. This was winter 2023. Then we gotta look for ice. Oh, there's 12 episodes. Okay, yeah. So we're getting close. We got 2 more episodes left in the show to figure out what's going on there. And get this relationship shit figured out and get this cool couple together. We're almost in the home stretch there. All right, so up there. What else was I gonna say? All right, now's the part of the stream. I want to hear from you, friends. Are you watching anything? You playing anything? You doing anything on the, like, I don't know, you're reading something? Let me know what you got going on. And while you are typing away, I'm going to tell you that there is a demo on Steam that you should take a look at, because maybe this kind of game is your jam. It's called Rhythm Storm. It's 2 words. I will say it a couple times because it is the most generic-ass name, and it's a bad name. It's called Rhythm Storm. It is not a rhythm game. The enemies kind of move a little bit to a beat, but it is a fucking vibe. That is the thing that I needed to inform you about this particular thing, is that it's just... Wait, did I put these on fucking backwards? No. I did. I put this all on backwards. God damn it. I fucked this up, so hold on. I fucked this up. No. God damn it. I have to pop these off and then put them on the wrong. I put this together wrong, so you'll have to forgive me. All of this is supposed to be on this side. This is supposed to go like this. Anyway, Rhythm Storm is a bullet heaven game, which is the term I don't like, but is the one that a lot of people use. It is it looks kind of like Geometry Wars, but it is a ass game. It is a vampire survival game, survivor's game. It is a survival style game, is what a lot of people call them. Okay, so I have to pop out these. All of these need to go on this side here. So I need to pop all these out, and I'm going to try to do it with this. We'll see. Yes, that worked there. We'll see if this works like that. That does not work. Okay, but at least this came out like that. So these have to go the other side now. This has to go down here. And then these three have to come out and get replaced. So pop in there. No, I can't do that. Let's see. Do I have anything to pop these out? Well, let's see if I can do it like this. I have to pop these out in a way that doesn't break anything. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, the demo's out there. They say there are no textures used in visuals aside from post-processing effects. So basically, it's all fucking untextured lines and polygons. The vibe looks rad. My computer runs fine. It runs it fine, but they basically want a higher spec monitor and a higher spec refresh rate than I have. They really want me to like juice the thing up, which I don't have the ability to do. But they want me to go for it. So if you got that, that sounds good. I recommend it. I'm bad at it. You basically pick like, for this demo anyway, you basically pick like some traits, like some effects, and there is some interactivity. It's not just run around. There are moments where you are, okay, so it's got to be this one, and I could put one down over there. There is running around, and like there is like the space bar does a move, and like it's lightning or whatever. So it's cool. I recommend it. I check out Rhythm Storm, 2 words. It is on Steam as a demo, and I really enjoyed my time with it. I'm not good at these kind of games, but it's got fucking style, everybody. It's got style and vibes, and I think it is cool as hell. So I recommend that. I did it again where I'm not like. All right, so this is the inside one. I got so confused, friends, that I'm putting things in the wrong places here. So hold on. So this is going to be the inside. This is going to go like this. So the inside has these on it. So we know that to be true. Yeah, I wasn't paying enough attention while doing this. So now I'm going to read your tweets, or not your tweets, your chat messages. They're not tweets, they're chat messages. I'm going to read your chat messages here. I'm watching more Naruto Shippuden, says Lord Crashington. Sasuke's fighting everything he comes across, including this dude Danzo with the weird arm. Yup, Danzo. He's a fucker. I played some Phantom Brigade, and holy crap, I can only play it when my brain is working. Very satisfying when I get it right. Yeah, that just feels like a game that I'm just like, that's cool. I'm good, though. I think I'm good. I think I'm good on that game, but it does look fucking rad. But yeah, I don't think that's necessarily for me. All right, and then we'll get these all together here, and then we'll be finally ready to move on with this. Ted Danso. Lashbrook want to half price book. You went to half price books at lunch and managed to score the movie version of Die Buster. Watch that tonight, and it works a lot better than the movie cut of Gunbuster. Nice. That's awesome. I love when you get those finds. We're just like, oh shit, I didn't know I wanted this. I'm getting it. About to check out that RE4 remake demo. Hell yeah, enjoy that demo. I think I'm gonna pass on that, but I hope you enjoy. You know me, I'm also playing a lot of Hearthstone still. I got some decks that I'm cooking and having some fun with. Having a good time playing some stuff here. My Shaman deck, my Scam Shaman deck is still doing pretty good. Had some good luck with it. It's a good... the Heart of the Cards was with me in a few instances. So I'm doing okay with that. Okay, so this is going to go like this. And then this has to go like this. And I did it right, which is lovely. This time I actually did it properly, so that's nice. And then we just have to put on the front parts in here to connect them up. And then we'll be able to connect those together, which is going to be good. Also, they had a copy of Ninja 5 for the GBA with the manual. Ninja 5.0. Yes, I thought it was 5.0. Ninja 5.0 with the manual, and I would have gotten that, but I didn't have exactly have a spare $60 lying around. So, sorry. He said not. Lastbrick says not a typo, so I looked at it again. A copy of Ninja 5.0 for the GBA for $650. I was going to say $65. Like, oh, that sounds pretty good price. Yeah, you take a look at that. No, yeah, don't buy a $650 GBA game. That seems like seems like a thing you shouldn't do. I would just say you shouldn't do that. You just emulate that game. I think you have other things to spend $650 on that are a better deal than that one video game. Just my opinion. I don't know your finances. GBA is a bad console to get into collecting games for right now. Yes, I have heard that. But also, I think all collecting is probably bad unless you're going to the ones that no one cares about anymore. Like, yeah, GameCube. GameCube seems really rough. I would say everyone who wanted to buy an NES game or a SNES game outside of the the fan favorites, like you can probably get into that now because everybody that wants them has gotten them. But especially with Game Boys, like Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Colors, DS's, Game Boy Pockets, all of that is very popular. The consoles themselves are very popular for the repair YouTube. The algorithm really likes those videos and pumps them out. So that is increasing the price of refurbished or to be refurbished kits, which then increases the price of the built ones because some people would rather pay they don't want a modded one, they don't want a broken one to mod, they just want a good working one. So that increases the price of all of that. And yeah, so it is a vicious cycle. Yes, but I've seen that GameCube is also in a rough shape for price-wise. All right, so let's try to get this connected. This will be the last thing we do here. We got a lot done. We didn't have any of this kit done when we started, so we went from nothing to having what appears to just be a tank. We haven't put the gun in Guntank yet. The Gundam in Guntank, but we do have a fucking tank. We got some tank, we got treads. Like obviously it doesn't, can't really move it around. I'll show you the gimmick. There's the... Let's see. Yeah, the gimmick is that these pop out. Oh, this pops out. And then just kind of you can just move them. I don't know why you can move this, but you can. You can pop these out and move them. And I don't quite remember why. Why you would want to do that, but you can. I don't know. I don't remember why. But you can do that. Maybe for stability or something. But yeah, we haven't put the guns in to make this really work. For sick drifts. Oh yeah, you're right. It's definitely for sick drifts. But that's the Guntank. We have finished that. And that's going to do it for our stream for tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining me. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream around here in the old Bill with Baer. I guess the only thing I want to say about wrestling, because I didn't say anything about wrestling as we kind of wrap up tonight, is that I think Ruby Soho's promo was fine. I like that Ruby Soho is on TV. I don't like that she's in this angle. I wish there was more than one. There's only one storyline for the women's division in AEW. It's just, are you on this weird faction war, or oh no, hey, all right, hi, welcome Raiders. I'm saying oh no because we were almost done, but we will hang out for a little bit. I will give you content before we raid. Thank you, Raiders. Thank you all for being here. I'm Pat Baer. Hit the follow button if you haven't already. I build model kits Mondays and Thursdays and Saturdays from 9 p.m. to about 11 p.m. Eastern. And then on Tuesdays, I do other things. Next Tuesday, I'm playing Persona 4 Golden with mods, and I'll show that off. And I have been editing my save file to make my life easier. So I'll be doing that next Tuesday. This is the Guntank. I can show you what we started from scratch on this kit tonight, folks. We had none of this built. This was me starting this kit. This is the Guntank. Who is your P4G waifu? Asked Luke. Look, since the very beginning, since Persona 4, since I first started, since even before I learned about the Meat Dimension and her love of it, it's always been Chie. Chie wants to kick people. She wants to kick that tank over. And I'm on board. It's always going to be Jake told us to embarrass him. Oh, no. But yeah, shout out to old Puppet Jared over there. I guess we'll give an SO to Puppet there. Lies. Yeah, no, don't. Please, look, don't embarrass Jared. That's rude. So we're gonna do a shout out. I forgot to do that to Bad Gunpla, who gave us a raid before. So we'll do a shout out to Jared, and then we'll do a shout out to Bad Gunpla, who gave us a raid at the beginning of the stream. We had a raid at the very beginning. What? We had a raid at the very beginning, and we had a raid at the very end, which is cool. Shout out Bad Gunpla. Oh, I have to wait before I can do it. Fuck that. Bad Gunpla. Follow Bad Gunpla. I'm not waiting 2 minutes before I give another shout out. Why is there a shout out cooldown? Whatever. Twitter. Twitch. You know. This is the end of the stream, and you can kind of fucking tell that this is towards the end of the stream. But anyway, yeah, shout out to you. I don't think I'm pretty sure that's not Puppet Jared's deal. I'm pretty sure Puppet Jared does not like to be embarrassed. That's my assumption based on context clues. That's not Jared's whole deal. Now, do I think that Jared enjoys punishing himself by watching terrible cartoons? Yes. Jared is interested in watching things that are awful, and that is a form of self-punishment. So that lines up. But as far as other people making him feel embarrassed, I don't buy that. I'm just, well, we're gonna let you say fetish, Wally. But yeah, but I feel like that's not his vibe. That's just me. That's me thinking about that. Well, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Hey, Pat, been lurking on the VODs when at work. Any tips for someone wanting to start streams similar to yours? Mini painting specifically. So, If you feel like your Wi-Fi is good, you can use your phone as a webcam. You can just use like Video Ninja, and you can use your phone because your phone's camera is probably better than a webcam. Like I don't know you, but your phone's camera might be better than a webcam. So like that might be your second or your only source. Like I have an old camera, my overhead cam, right here. This is a Panasonic that I've had for a long time. It's a camcorder, and I just use a HDMI to USB adapter for it, because I had it. So I'm just making use of it. It also has a physical zoom, which is really nice. So it's a button, and I don't have to use it with software. That rules. But like, use what you have, right? Start with what you have. Start with what you have. Like you got your phone. You get a little tripod attachment, right? You get one of those like weird like tripod things that have like the bendy arm grips, the octopus things. Get that. Stick it on your monitor. Try it out. You know, experiment with what you got. Have on the corner of your desk a bunch of books stacked, and then have your phone like on the top of the books pointed down at your desk. My advice for anybody that wants to get into streaming is you should start streaming, because the people that know you in real life that are your friends are much more willing to deal with you troubleshooting stuff, and you're going to have to troubleshoot anyway, because even if you take months to really understand OBS and really get gear and get your lighting right and all that, you're still gonna do a stream where you're muted for 5 minutes because you muted to cough and you forgot to unmute, and no one in chat bothered to tell you that you're muted. Like, that shit's still gonna happen. So why not get it out of the way while you have 2 people watching you, instead of like when you've been doing it for a while, because it's still good. You're still good. Like, OBS is still going to want an update, and you're going to update OBS 10 minutes before your stream for no good reason. Why would you do that? You're about to start streaming. Why would you update OBS? Don't do a Windows update the day you have a stream. Wait another day, because your audio is going to get all fucked up. Like, all that stuff, you're still going to fuck that up, so you might as well just get going and do it. Ooh, I like that. Oh, yeah, using a Pi Zero. That's fun. Yeah. I have a camcorder and a camera arm that I have clamped to a desk. Here's the fun fact, or fun tip, because we're probably gonna go and raid anyway. Even though we got this raid coming in, I'd kind of finished the stream and then people came in. I can move my out of the way there. The tip that I will give you is, if your desk is wobbly, you should fix that, because if your camera is mounted to your desk and your desk or table or whatever moves around, then when you move the table by bumping into it or moving your arms or whatever, then the camera will also shake, and people don't like that. Camera shake is not great. That took me a really long time to figure out. I was like, I need to mount my camera in a way that it doesn't move around if my elbow hits the end of the table and it moves a little bit. Because if my table shakes a little bit, like, you can see that, it's not too bad. That's because the camera didn't move. If I tap the camera, this sucks. When the camera moves, people don't like it. Your audio may never be good, and just be okay with that. My audio is not great. I know what I'm doing when it comes to audio, but I didn't want to buy good mic. I didn't want to buy an XLR and do all that. I got a USB mic on a mic arm that is fine. It's not great. Anyway, stream. Have fun with it. If you don't have people watching, just think of you're recording a VOD with a possibility of a live audience. You're just recording a YouTube video of you doing some mini painting, and maybe some people will stop by. And if you treat it like that, like, oh, I made it easy for people to watch me do a video that I'm going to put later up on YouTube. If you treat it like that, then the numbers being low at the beginning don't feel as bad. Also, that also may always feel bad, and I can't help you with that. Because sometimes when the numbers are bad, it hurts me too, and I've been doing this a long time. But anyway, on that note, we have to raid, because we got raided, and it's also now 11 o'clock, and I need to not do this part anymore, the part where I'm streaming. So we are going to go on a raid. We're going to share the love, because we had 2 raids tonight, which is ridiculous. That's lovely. But I'm going to make sure that I send you with somebody awesome. We're going to go... Well, first off, I'm going to find someone that has not been streaming that long, because I do not want to have us go and raid someone and then they're just like done, because that would be bad. So let's find somebody that has been playing for a little bit. Or, well, I was going to raid Rara. We could also just get weird with it. Instead, we could just raid Vectroid, my friend Rara, who has been streaming for 24 hours, which I don't recommend. I don't recommend streaming for a long time. But I do think we should probably just go and raid Rara because she is a wonderful weirdo. Vectroid live. Vectroid, if you know the synthwave album Macintosh Plus, that's Rara. Rara makes weird, cool music, but then also does weird nonsense streams. She's a VTuber that has a very fun, weird model right now. Oh, good. I appreciate. I'm happy to help. And I appreciate you saying that. So thank you very much. So yeah, we're gonna go raid Vectroid because she absolutely rules. So thanks everybody. Hey, thank you for coming tonight. I appreciate y'all being here. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna go raid Rara. It's gonna be fun and silly and weird. She is a wonderful weirdo that we love. You're gonna have a good time in that. So please come along on this raid. If you didn't hit the follow button, please hit that follow button for me. Come watch me build model kits. I promise I will be building model kits the next time you come. And I'll see you in the future. Have a good one. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for being here. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. And goodbye to you watching later on the VOD.